Well, the weather's certainly changing and it feels like autumn's well and truly on its way. I tell you, I'm a fisherman and I cannot wait for the change to occur down in the canals where those massive fish this year will be under even more threat because of the success of all our egg fishing last year.
Good man, good man. That's it.
That's it.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, he's not a baddie, is he?
He's fat!
And just let me give you a bit of a scene set of what goes on in those canals. This is really the time of year where it's quite quiet. Simple reason, the demand for electricity seems to be reasonably low throughout the country, which means that they're not flowing particularly fast. The water's extremely warm and the fish just sit there saying, gee, I need a fan. And I don't mean people like us who say how fantastic they are. I actually mean the fact that it's too darn hot, and so they just don't get to be as active. And so as it gets colder and colder and the days get shorter, it just gets us going towards what's going to be the best time of the fishing season. So we've turned into a winter fishery. Once upon a time we didn't do much in winter around the place, but this year you will see a tremendous interest in the winter fishing down the canal simply because it is the best time. So what's happening with the trout and the salmon down there? Well, particularly with the trout, they're getting ready to spawn. So the browns tend to spawn first, so they get into extremely good condition and they would spawn through from supposedly April till June, July. The rainbows come in a wee bit later, so from May they start running up in reasonable quantities all the way through till the end of August, but by the time they get to August they look a bit more like gumboot than they do with those nice bright silver ones. So the early run ones are absolutely the best. They get into peak conditions, so they're feeding up well, and then they get all bitey just because it's that time of year when they have to reproduce. And so what we're encouraging you to do is don't get out there too soon, but get yourself really prepared. Get all your eggs in stock, get yourself all queued up as to exactly what you have to do in order to make that happen. Now, in order for us to help you, we've decided we're going to do a couple of schools down there, canal fishing schools, and our concentration will be on egg fishing. I must tell you that egg fishing in the hands of people who know what they're doing is absolutely spectacular. And the number of fish that we were able to catch last winter time was extreme, and so we'd like to share some of those secrets. The hardest thing for most people to understand is just how to get all the drifts right and just to detect those bites. And all the times that Darian and myself, who do most of the work down there as instructors, and all the times that we're talking with people, those are the hardest things to get under control. The drift with good contact, and the fact that these things, they just absorb that egg as it comes to them, and then they let it go. And if you're not there picking it up, tell you what, it's as good as not having any bite whatsoever. But if you do know what's going on and you've got that running, gee, you can do well. So we'll tell you a lot of the secrets. It's all very well seeing some of the videos that we put up there, but something else being on that course. So we have got a few spots still available. Our first one's going to be straight after Queen's birthday weekend, and it's going to be on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You're looking just about $1,000. We're going to feed you, we're going to put you up at Mackenzie Country, and then the following month we're going to do it right at the beginning of July, so 2nd to the 4th of July, and those are the two schools that are going to be running. We have about 10 people in, we have 2 instructors. Darian and myself are very experienced at being down there. If you do decide to go on it, you will learn heaps, and you'll take everything that you've learnt forward into all your fishing. There's a tremendous amount of overlap. Once you learn these things, you've got them with you forever. You know, people have said to me, gee, that's expensive. And I'm saying, well, heck, if you think that's expensive, you should try ignorance.
Ignorance is bliss.
Week after week, time after time, getting maybe the odd one. Well, that sounds great for you, but you know, for me, I'll get frustrated. So we want to make sure that you go down there, have a real handle of what's going on. We're going to give you a variety of methods as well, not just egg fishing. And if you do decide to go along, I think you'll really enjoy it. So please give us a call here or contact us via email. We'd love to look after you. All right, now we've got some very good news on the salmon front. There's a lot of salmon being caught. I had my brother ring me up last night, and I'm very happy for him because he managed to get himself a couple of fish in the afternoon. And I thought, good on him, because I know that last year was a bit of a struggle for him, and a lot of people have found that. But this year, the fish are in better condition, there's more of them, and this is the time they're really coming in. And it's quite simple, really. The whole river systems are cool enough, and so that brings more and more fish in. Rakaya's been going extremely well. For those of you further south, they're still coming through the Rangitata and into the Waitaki. The very end of the Waitaki season, which of course is the end of March, can be extremely good. So make sure you get yourself out there if you have got the time and energy. I know a lot of people have burned themselves out early. Now, This is the time you should be out there. So no matter what you've done before then, this is the most critical time. Get yourself into those rivers, and of course the fish are starting to move right up the rivers now because it is that much cooler, and there's just a little bit more water coming into the whole system as well. The trout fishing's still extremely good. I'm being surprised at how few people are actually out there, which is good for people like myself who like to get out there where there isn't a crowd. And if you don't like a crowd, get out there and do it now. Mind you, me having put that there, I might create your own crowd. You know, we can have rent a crowd especially for you if you want to have your photos taken while you're out there as well. The sea fishing has been still reasonably good, and it's because the weather has been, even though it's changeable, it's still good for getting out. The kingies are still around our coast here, and until we get that really cold southerly blast coming through that brings up the cold water, we're still doing okay. A lot of the rain we're getting and a lot of the weather that's coming through is still coming from the north, and so it keeps them in pretty good stead. Remember, if you get a chance, get out there, do some fishing. These are the good old days. If you don't get out there and have it happen, tell you what, life's going to pass you by. So come in and see us, 484 Cranford Street. If you want to come into our store, or have a look at us online, completeangler.co.nz. See you there.